Welcome back to the channel, YouTube. Let me talk to you. So, we got another week and another episode of Ahsoka, episode 6. Now, to be fair, this episode was definitely a step up from the first three. Five being the best, this one was just as good. Not quite as good, but also not terrible. Definitely not dumpster fire material. Now, there's a couple questions that I do have about the show that hopefully during the course of this video, during the course of his lifetime, some of the fans that are more profound in some Star Wars knowledge, let me know some answers to my questions down in the comment section below. But with that said, the episode was pretty good. So let's get into it. So, one thing that I have an issue with, I wouldn't even say it's an issue, but one of the questions that I have, Thrawn, what makes him so terrifying as a villain? He's cunning, yes. He's calculated, yes. But he also got banished with one Star Destroyer and a few stormtroopers. Now, in the scene that we first see Thrawn, we hear the stormtroopers chanting Thrawn, Thrawn, Thrawn. Now, my question is, are they loyal to Thrawn or are they loyal to the Galactic Empire? Which, from everything that I know about Star Wars, the Galactic Empire was above all the top goal. Emperor Palpatine was above all the top goal. Why are they so aligned with Thrawn? That's one of my questions. So if anybody knows a little bit deeper connection to that and Thrawn, let me know down in the comment section below. Other than that, that introduction of Thrawn was pretty damn good. The episode had probably some of the best pacing that we've seen in any of the Star Wars, with the exception of 5. And like I said, 5 was definitely the best, but I feel like that was tied to it being so nostalgic, feeling with Anakin Skywalker, Hayden Christensen, and Darth Vader showing up. But this episode was pretty good. It's getting better, but we only got 2 episodes left. This is number 6. We've got 7 and 8, and they got to try to tie some things off. But we definitely are probably, based off of the pacing of the writing, we probably will get a season 2, because I don't think they can close out what they need to close out within the next 2 episodes. Thrawn also, how long was he banished? Because my man put on some weight from Star Wars Rebel to now. Dude's got a bit of a dad bod going on, but he's been eating good. He's been eating good. Ezra also showed up. We don't know much other than what we saw in this particular episode as to what's going on with him. I'm sure we're going to get more details in the next 2 episodes. I'm damn sure of it, because they don't have a choice but to work on that dynamic between Sabine and Ezra, because she definitely feels guilty for what she did to find him. And at the end of the day, yes, it was selfish and it wasn't for the greater good, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And I completely can relate and understand to her decision on giving up the map to Balin to find Ezra. Now, moving forward through the episode, we've got a couple more things. Shin, we know little to nothing about her character based off of her representation in the show. We literally get no backstory. We literally get pretty much no speaking lines from her. With the bit of dialogue between her and Balin, maybe we get a little bit of just a glimpse as to her past, but to this point, we know absolutely nothing about her outside of, if you have read the comics or if you know anything about the lore, that is pretty much the extent of your knowledge that you have, and it's from your own volition of the knowledge that you picked up by looking at some of the other materials. But we literally have got nothing in the show that tells us who she is, what she's about, other than her just following Balin as his Padawan. And that's okay. Actually, it's not okay, because I do want to know more about her. So I'm going to correct that statement right now. I want to know more about this character, because she is definitely the most underdeveloped character in the show. Hell, Wu Yang has more character development than she does. So I want to know what are some of the details that we're missing. And speaking of missing, I felt like something was missing within the show, within this episode. I don't know. I can't quite put my thumb on it, and it has a lot to do with just me feeling my feelings about Thrawn, him not being that much of a big badass, him being that much of a villain. He's a tactician. That's it. He doesn't have the Empire to fall back on as of now. And I can understand the reason for not wanting him back. Maybe there's going to be a rise up. Of course, there's probably going to be a rise up, but the Republic has put together solid defenses against things like this. So it's not like Thrawn's going to come back and immediately start taking over, but with the fear of a rebellion within a rebellion from the Empire, maybe that's the ultimate thought, which I can get that. But as of right now, he's not really a villain. He's not a force wielder. Yes, he's a villain in name, but he's not very intimidating for me. Now, Thrawn in the lore, in the Star Wars graphic novels, played a huge part in bringing down the rebellion to a certain extent. We as an audience have more time to gather a lot more details about his escapades, whereas the show, which is my problem with these shows, you don't get to delve deeper into his character. So I want to see more, and that probably is going to be something that we get in the next 2 episodes, hopefully, because there's a lot of story to tell. There's a lot of things that are missing, parts that are missing that I feel like we need answers to. So that was my second question, just like, why is Thrawn such a big threat? He, other than just his Star Destroyer and his troopers at his disposal, and he stated himself within the show, due to him being banished for so long, which I still want to know how long, his resources are dwindled. So how is he such a threat? Now we move forward. Sabine, she finds Ezra. They have their dialogue between each other, and there is some tension, not between Sabine and him, but between Sabine and the decision she made to find him. So I am curious and interested to see how that is going to play out going forward. The Night Sisters, their thing is destiny. So that also could tie into why Thrawn may or may not be such a threat, because he's definitely taken a lot of insight from their dark magic, a lot of cues, and a lot of, just direction from their particular insight into their ability to see different things based off of their dark powers. So that also could be just one of those things that we have to get to in further episodes to get a better understanding, because this episode was, although still pretty solid, but it didn't really go into details with the nuance of what's going on. So hopefully we get more of that in episode 7 and 8. I feel like Baylan and Shin are probably going to get betrayed by Thrawn. I don't know how that's going to play out. Is this going to be one of those things where Baylan and Sabine and Ezra and Shin have to team up to, I guess, get out of this banishment? Because once the Star Destroyer is gone, well, also Ahsoka's jumping in as well. I wonder how that's going to play out, because he's distinctively said, if a Star Wars shows up, destroy it with prejudice. So we don't know what we're going to get with that. And it's going to be interesting to see. Definitely the writing, the pacing has gotten better, but with 2 episodes left, I feel like the first couple episodes were still, in my opinion, a waste, because we didn't get proper storytelling to make the story more fluid throughout. But I want to see where this goes. 2 episodes left. Thrawn showed up. He's doing his scheming, he's doing his backstabbing, and he is out for himself. But we'll see what the next 2 episodes have to offer. My name's Lincoln. This is the RPG Show. Until next time, guys, like, comment, sub, and I'm out. Peace.